You're coming. It's magic carpet on the wheel. Never takes a rest. Flying through the mountains and the snow. Have the right to free. If we just say yes, 'cause that's the way things happen on the Polar Express. You bet. The world is so close as it's time to see. Ding, ding, lowering, dolly, let her go. Wondering you'll get this. Anybody's guess, 'cause that's the way things happen on the Polar Express. When we get there, we'll scream, yeah! We'll arrive with a bang! Looking away! It's a choo-choo and a stunning view that rivals all the rest, but you won't ever see it advertised. It's a simple fact, we stay on track, though sometimes we digress, but that can only happen on the Polar Express. This, receiving this, that's the sound of it breathing. Hey, bang, wondering, what I will show. And let's see, or just the best. Wishing would never have to live. With a little luck, we'll be on time. There's no stress, 'cause that's the way things happen on the Polar Express. Lights are gleaming far across the snow. You're not dreaming. May I present the North Pole? If it's penguins you expect to view, you surely haven't guessed. They all live down at the other end. With a little luck, we'll be on time. There's no need to stress, 'cause that's the way things happen on the Polar Express. That's the sound of the sea. I'll check my manifest. 'Cause that's the way things happen on the Polar Express. When we get there, we'll scream, yeah! We'll arrive with a bang! Nothing won't play. If you wanna join us, come along. You can be our guest, 'cause that's the way things happen on the Polar Coaster, the Polar Express. Next stop, 11344 Edbrook Avenue. Next stop, 11344 Edbrook Avenue. That is not a toy, young man. Young man, that is not a toy. Take your seat, please. Take your seat.
Welcome aboard the Polar Express. I am your conductor for this journey, and I have a few rules that you must abide by before we begin. Number 1, you may not move around the cabin, because we will be traveling at high speeds. Number 2, you may not poke, prod, tickle, or bother the passengers beside you. Do you understand?
Yes.
No talking and no raising your hand for questions. I will answer them at the end of our journey. Do you understand?
Yes.
Well, then let us begin our journey on the Polar Express. The Polar Express was written by Chris Van Allsburg, but it is retold by me. Why, you may ask? Because I was there when I was very small, and it all began late one Christmas Eve night. I lay in my bed, silently and still. I didn't even rustle the covers, because I was listening for a sound my friend said I would never hear. The sound of Santa's sleigh bells. My friend said, there is no Santa. But I knew he was wrong, and I was listening. And I did hear a sound, but it wasn't of Santa's sleigh bells. It was the sound of hissing steam and screeching metal. I raced to my window, and I looked out, and there, in front of my house, standing perfectly still, was a train. And it was enveloped in steam. And beside one of the passenger cars was a conductor. And he was standing there, and he was looking at his pocket watch and looking up at my window, as if he was expecting me. I raced over to my bathrobe, and I put it on, and I put on my slippers, and I tiptoed down the stairs. I opened the front door, and the conductor yelled, all aboard! And I raced up to him, and I said, where? And he said, why, to the North Pole, of course. This is the Polar Express. He reached out his hand, and he pulled me on board. And when I entered the passenger car, there were many children there, just like you. and they were wearing their pajamas and their nightgowns. I sat down next to one of them, and we started singing Christmas carols. And they served us candy and cookies and hot cocoa that was so rich and delicious, it tasted like melted chocolate bars. Did I hear some of you say you'd like to have some hot cocoa? I can't hear you.
Yes.
Well, let me see what I can do about that.
Oh, we got it! Hey, we got it! Johnny, we got it! Oh, we got it! So we got it! Yo, we got it! Here we've only got one rule. Never, never let it cool. Keep it cooking in the pot. Oh, we got it! Hey, we got it! Say, we got it! Oh, we got it! So we got it! Yo, we got it! Here we only got one rule. Here we only got one rule. Never, ever let it go. Never, never let it go. Keep it cooking in the pot. You got hot chocolate. Oh, we got it! Hey, we got it! Say, we got it! Oh, we got it! So, we got it! No, we got it! Here we only got one rule! Here we only got one rule! Never, ever let it go! Never let it go! Keep it cooking in the pot. You got hot chocolate! Hey, we got it! Oh, we got it! 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 Hey, we got it! Hey, we got it! Hey, we got it! Oh, we got it! Hey, we got it!
All right, passengers, while you're enjoying your cocoa and cookies, we will continue on our journey. After we arrive, we will pick up your empty cups and containers. As we raced along through our town, I could slowly see the lights dim, and we entered a cold, dark forest. I could see lone wolves in the distance howling, and rabbits and deer scamper for cover as the Polar Express thundered along. We started going up hills and down into valleys, and I felt like I was on a roller coaster ride because we were going faster and faster. Slowly, we started climbing the mountain, and we went up so high, I thought I could reach out and touch a star or the moon. We came to the top, and all I could see was ice and snow. I thought I was on top of the world. It was then that the conductor said, "Look there!" And as I looked out the window, I could see dim lights. It looked like an ocean liner on a sea of ice. But it was then that the conductor said to us, "There is the North Pole." We were on top of the world, and there it was right before my eyes, the North Pole. We were heading there, and we would see Santa. As we raced onward, we finally entered the city, and the toy factories were all around us. It was then that one of the children said, "Where are they?" The conductor said, "Why, they're in the center of the square, of course, waiting for Santa to give the first gift of Christmas." We wondered where they were because we were looking for the elves. The elves were waiting for Santa. And one of the children said, "The first gift of Christmas, who's going to receive the first gift?" And the conductor said, "It will be one of you." One of us would receive the first gift from Santa? We were so excited. The train crept forward, and suddenly it stopped. And the conductor pulled out his pocket watch and checked the time. He said, "We must hurry, it's 5 to 12. He'll be coming soon." We hurried to get off the train. And as we stepped off, that's when we saw them. Hundreds of them everywhere. The elves. And they were jumping up and down and cheering. And they were all facing in one direction, towards the most beautiful house I had ever seen in my life. It had 2 big front doors. They were red and gold shiny knobs. And next to it was parked the most beautiful sleigh that I have ever seen. And there was a bag that was so big on the back that was filled with all the toys for the good girls and boys. And the reindeer, oh, the reindeer were harnessed to the sleigh. And on their harness were the most beautiful sleigh bells that I had ever seen or heard. Because the reindeer were jumping up and down. They were so excited. And then all of a sudden, the elves started singing a song that I'm sure you all know, and maybe you could sing it along with me. Because they started singing, "You better not shout, you better not cry, you better not pout, I'm telling you why." Why?
Santa Claus is coming to town.
At that very moment, the doors to the house opened up, and out stepped the real, live Santa Claus. He was there right before my eyes. He walked slowly out into the crowd, and he stopped right before me. And he said, "I choose you." Me! He chose me! He hopped up into his sleigh. The conductor handed me up and sat me right on Santa's lap. It was then that Santa said, "Now, what would you like for Christmas?" I knew that I could have any gift that I could possibly imagine. But the only thing I wanted was one silver sleigh bell from Santa's sleigh. I whispered that into Santa's ear, and he nodded with approval. And he called over an elf, and he told him what to do. The elf went over to his sleigh, and he cut off a sleigh bell, and he tossed it up to Santa, who caught it. He then stood and held it high in the air and said, "The first gift of Christmas." And he shook the bell, and the elves cheered their approval. He then handed it to me. I looked at the bell, and it was the most beautiful gift that I had ever received. And I stuck it in my bathrobe pocket. It was then that the clock struck midnight, and Santa sat back down in his sleigh, and he cracked his whip, and he said, "On Dasher, on Dancer, on Prancer and Vixen, on Comet, on Cupid, on Donner and Blitzen." And with that, the sleigh rose into the air. It circled around the city. Santa yelled, "Merry Christmas! Ho, ho, ho!" And off the sleigh flew into the dark polar night. It was then that the conductor said, "Hurry, children, we must get back on the train. We have to get home because Santa won't deliver the presents until we're there." We raced back to the train, and when we got on the train, my new friend said, "Let's see it. Let's see the first gift of Christmas." So I reached into my pocket to pull out the bell, and it wasn't there. All I felt was an empty pocket because there was a hole and my bell had fallen out. My friend said, "Well, come on, hurry. We'll go out and help you find it." But with that, the train started, and it let out a long whistle. And it sped off into the night. Before I knew it, we were back in front of my house, and it was time for me to go. I was sad to leave my new friends, but it had been the most magical night of my life. I stepped off the train and started walking towards my house, and the conductor yelled something. And I said, "What? What did you say?" And he yelled back, "Merry Christmas!" And with that, the Polar Express spread off into the night. I walked back into my house, and I crawled back into my bed. And before I knew it, my brothers and sisters were shaking me. "Wake up! Wake up! Santa's been here!" We raced down the stairs, and before us were the most beautiful gifts around the tree that I had ever seen. And we opened all our gifts. It was such a great morning. It was then that my sister said, "There's a box behind the tree with your name on it." And she handed it to me. And my name was on it, and it said it was from Mr. C. So I took off the lid, and inside was a note. And the note said, "I found this on the bottom of my sleigh. You better fix that hole in your pocket." And inside was my beautiful silver sleigh bell. I shook the bell, and my brothers and sisters said, "Oh, what a sweet sound it makes." But my mother said, "Oh, that's too bad." And my father said, "Why would someone give you a broken bell?" You see, they couldn't hear the sweet sound of the ringing bell because they had stopped believing. And over the years, my brothers and sisters stopped hearing it too, but not me, because I was there. And this was my first gift of Christmas. And I'll always be able to hear the sound of that sweet ringing bell. And that's why Santa asked me to be the conductor on this Polar Express train. This was my first gift of Christmas, and I hope that you will always be able to hear the sound of this sweet ringing bell, and that you'll always truly believe. What is this? From the North Pole. It's from Santa. There's a letter inside. It says, "Dear Conductor Wain, I enjoyed hearing your story of the Polar Express. It's one of my favorites. I hope all the children are excited for Christmas. Please tell the children to remember the true meaning of Christmas, that we all receive the beautiful gift of a newborn king. I have decided to share a Christmas bell from my sleigh with one of the children. I've sent along a bag of candy canes, and inside is one solid colored candy cane. Whichever child pulls out the solid colored candy cane will win the first gift of Christmas, the bell. This bell should be a special reminder for all those who truly believe. I hope they will always hear the sweet sound of the ringing bell. Ho, 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 and Merry Christmas from Santa." Let's see what it looks like. There it is. Do you want to try and win the bell?
Yeah!
The candy canes are in here. Okay, there's some rules with this. You have to close your eyes, and you're not allowed to open them until after everyone pulls out their candy cane. Do you understand? Santa's watching, so he'll know if you open your eyes. All right, close them. Everybody close them right now. Turn it on. Take the first one you feel.
I'm wishing on a star and trying to believe that even though it's far, he'll find me Christmas Eve. I guess that Santa's busy, 'cause he's never
You're not supposed to open your eyes. Santa knows.
I think of him when Christmas comes to town. this Christmas cheer, it's hard to be alone. Putting up the Christmas tree with friends who come around. It's so much fun when Christmas comes to town. Presents for the children, wrapped in red and green. All the things I've heard about, but never really seen. No one will be sleeping on the night of Christmas Eve, hoping Santa's on his way. Presents for the children, wrapped in red and green. All the things I've heard about, but never really seen. No one will be sleeping on the night of Christmas Eve, hoping Santa's on his way. When there's a sleigh with me, I listen all around. The herald angels sing, I never hear a sound. And all the dreams of children, once lost will be found. That's all I want when Christmas comes to town. That's all I want when Christmas comes to town.
Let's hear it for our wait staff. Thank you so much. All right, passengers, that ends our journey aboard the Polar Express. You may keep your train tickets and use them as bookmarks and a souvenir of your journey. Merry Christmas, and you may walk towards the door. You're welcome. You're welcome.